Hi there, I'm joined today by Martyn Croft, CIO at the Salvation Army. So Martyn, day 2 of the show, how are you finding it so far?
I think it's really buzzing. I was a little bit worried after last year. I thought the past couple of years it was perhaps in a little bit of decline, which perhaps was to be expected. But I think this year it seems bigger and brighter than in previous years, so I think it's really great.
Fantastic. And what are you looking to get out of it? Is there any particular highlights you're looking forward to?
Well, there's a big personal highlight because our charity security forum that I co-founded with a colleague from Cancer Research has set something of a tradition. So we have our quarterly spring meeting here at the show, thanks to people who sponsor us to do that. So we're all going to be meeting here tomorrow afternoon, which is really great for us. And
what's on the agenda for tomorrow's meeting?
Well, it's a great opportunity for everyone to compare notes because on the last day everybody will have been having a bit of a look around, so we ought to get together in a private little huddle and compare notes, see what was good and see what was not so good.
And so far, what hot topics are you picking up from the show, and are the topics that are being discussed here reflecting what's going on in the industry?
I think there are some interesting topics around. I've sort of sensed that people are getting more mature about information security. I get the feeling that people are saying, oh, so you really did mean it when you said we had to be secure, which is it's a great message to hear.
And on the awareness front, now that that's what you're talking about, I've just been in the Hall of Fame and they've been discussing that and how they still think that there is a big gap in public awareness about information security. Is that something we're seeing changing, and if not, what can we do about that?
I think that's one of the biggest challenges that we all face. Awareness is a really big problem, I think, for everybody. There's this enormous gulf between what the professional information security people know and what people in general life know about information security. How we bridge that gap has to be down to good education. We're very proud at the Salvation Army about some of our e-learning programs. So, for example, our mandatory IT induction includes a whole section on information security awareness. So if people don't get through that, then quite simply we don't give them a log on, so we don't let them loose with the keys to the house until they can prove to us that they understand something about information security awareness. I think people really have to step up and take it seriously.
What kind of format does that education program consist of? How do you make sure that those people get it?
It's just a continuum program, one thing after the other, just drip feeding through to people, so that you can highlight things, issues like social engineering, which we've seen rise over the past couple of years. Now that the technical barriers have become stronger, we've seen an increase in social engineering, and you have to tell people that people really will do this sort of thing. Quite often, I think people can be slightly naive and think that, well, it doesn't really happen outside of the movies. But we've seen some real positive action, and trying to get people aware of what's going on is just a continual process of inventing educational topics. But we're really fortunate because we have a really good e-learning team who can put that sort of material together, and that's surely got to be the way to do it.
And finally, what are the biggest information security challenges that businesses are facing in 2012?
Oh, in a word, to be slightly disrespectful, graduate programmers. I just think that people really have to step up. Only yesterday I was hearing someone talk about the software that is still in use that requires admin privileges to run on a PC. We really have to get rid of that sort of attitude, and I think we have to be much firmer about what we're prepared to let run on our networks, and to be a bit smarter in the way that we run devices on the network. So I'd like to see bring your own devices really brought into the centre of operations, but that doesn't mean throwing away all the good controls that you have in place, nor letting admin privilege run riot across your network.
It's a balancing act.
As ever, it's a balancing act, but the programmers have really got to step up to the mark and write some secure code to start with. Then we've got a baseline to move from, haven't we?
Thank you very much, Martyn.